Hello and welcome to Guangzhou for the opening day of the FIBA Basketball World Cup here in China 2019. We're in Group C and we have the opening matchup in this group. It's Iran against Puerto Rico. Daniel Routledge and coach Joe Rasso here courtside to call the game for you. Joe, we're getting right off with a great start in this group. These are two teams who've both targeted getting through to the next stage. In this group, we've obviously got Spain, who will be favourite to progress through. Only one of those other teams can get through. These two teams both want to make sure they're that team.
Daniel, you're right on. Both these teams think that they can get through to the next round, and they're very different. Iran is a veteran team that will pound you inside and work through Haddadi all day long. And this new Puerto Rico team is a mixture of young and old. And they will try to beat you with their athleticism. They will beat you with speed. And if Coach Cassiano has his players do what he used to do, they'll shoot the ball a lot in transition.
Coming up later this evening in this building is Spain against Tunisia as the other two teams in Group C, with the top two progressing through to the next stage of the competition. And well, most people are expecting Spain with their star-studded roster to cruise through, but you ask around, who do you think will challenge and get through that stage? And you hear different names. There's no lock here for these other teams, and it's so important for Iran and Puerto Rico to get off to a good start with a victory here today.
Yeah, the games between Iran, Puerto Rico, and Tunisia are going to be very, very important. And the fact that they're going head-to-head here, it's not just a matter of getting the victory, but when you've got three teams in a pool, it could be the point differential at the end that may cause you to go through. So it's going to be really important. This is a tough match and a tough assignment.
Well, the two teams being introduced to the crowd here in Guangzhou, and first out are the Puerto Ricans, who are making their 14th appearance in the World Cup. Their best ever finish, of course, back in 1990, when they made it all the way to the bronze medal game, finishing fourth in the end. But regular appearances in the World Cup from way back when, and well, they're hoping to write some of their own legacy. As you say, a lot of young players in this team wanting to be the new generation of Puerto Rican basketball.
And Coach Cassiano was part of that golden generation of basketball as a player. And he's got some veterans here to carry that forward with him.
Well, now the Iranians being introduced to the crowd. Their third World Cup appearance. They finished ninth back in Turkey in 2010, and they were in a group with Spain on that occasion, as they are again here this time around.
And I think with Iran, this team is their golden generation. The fact that they've got an NBA player in Haddadi, this is the group of players that have brought them to a level and brought basketball to a very high level in Iran.
Well, confirmation of today's games in Group C. Iran, Puerto Rico tipping off in about 6 minutes time. And Spain, Tunisia in 4 hours from now. There's the world rankings. You can see Spain second, Puerto Rico 26th, followed up by Iran and Tunisia. But can they upset those ranking odds here over the next few days in Guangzhou? You can see fans from both countries in the house. I'm sure we'll be hearing plenty from them as the sides line up for the national anthems of these two countries.
And ladies and gentlemen, now please stand if you are able for the national anthem. And now the national anthem.
First up, we will have the national anthem of Puerto Rico. And now the national anthem of Iran. Teams will meet at mid-court and shake hands as they get ready to do battle here out on the hardwood. Just over 2 minutes left to play, and obviously these two teams have been through a lot of hard training. The games leading up here, warm-up games, trying to get themselves ready. And of course there's a third team on the court, our officials here today from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mr. Zoprovic from Greece, Mr. Pontanidas, and from China, Yi Nan, and of course the commissioner, Andreas Papadopoulos from Greece. And well, notice the Puerto Ricans went back to their bench just briefly. They are coming back out for the last little warm-up. They're only going to get about 10 seconds, but I was just saying they've had a lot of weeks building up to this big event. A lot will be going through their minds. These are the starting fives that Puerto Rico will put out there to begin this ball game.
Well, these teams have started, in the case of Iran, started June 15th, and Puerto Rico had the Pan Am Games. So they've been together for the major group for a long time. Starters here for Puerto Rico, lots of experience with some youth, and Ronaldo Balkman is going to be a huge part of this because he's the most experienced player on the floor for Puerto Rico.
Well, here he is, a late call-up to the team at the age of 35, and he was talking yesterday about trying to bring some of that veteran leadership and imparting his knowledge, his experience onto this team.
Yeah, Ronaldo has always been a tough player on the court. And if he holds the players accountable to his standards of how hard he plays and rebounds, then Puerto Rico has a chance.
Well, the Iranians going through a few last shots. They've usually got them on the bench by now, but this is their starting five. And of course, we talk a lot about Haddadi. He's been around for a long time. He's done some great things for this Iranian team, and he's really the centerpiece. And he, even at the veteran years he is now, is still going to be a handful for this Puerto Rican team.
Yeah, Puerto Rico's going to have a plan on how they're going to stop him inside. Not only can he score inside and attack the basket with both hands, he's an exceptional passer. So when they play through him, if you come with a double, he'll find the open man. So you're going to have to pick your poison.
Probably not as mobile as he once was. Maybe this athleticism of this Puerto Rican team for Coach Cassiano might be the sort of thing that they're looking to.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to attack him in the half court, in the quarter court, but they're going to have to beat him in transition and make him work. They like to play him a maximum amount of minutes. So if they can get him to run a transition game and to run back on defense, they're going to try to wear him out on the defensive end.
Well, it's almost time to go and get things going here in Guangzhou. They're already underway, by the way. We'll keep you up to date with the other games as they're going on. They're already playing in Group D, where Angola trails Serbia 26-38 midway through the second quarter. That one tipped off half an hour ago local time, and we are almost ready to get things underway. Haddadi comes out, kisses the ball, squeezes it between his big mitts, and well, I know he's a popular figure in this country, having played over here. He's a popular figure wherever he goes. Haddadi plays with a smile on his face, And the two teams have done all the handshakes, all the rituals. Huertas getting his hands on the ball, and we're almost ready to go.
We've got two former NBA players on the court here who will play with a lot of experience and a lot of pride.
Diaz and Haddadi to jump it up. And we're underway, and it's Iran who get the opening possession in Group C here in this FIBA Basketball World Cup. First game, but the pass from Haddadi is deflected away, and Boltman will bring it forward for Puerto Rico.
Like I said earlier, they will use Haddadi to pass the ball as well as score.
There's Boltman driving down the lane, taking it right at Haddadi, gets the rebound. Oh, nice move, but unable to finish. Ball bobbling about, and eventually ends up in the hands of Brown.
That's good transition offense for Iran early in the game.
Brown off the back of the iron, still looking for the first points of the ball game. Got Charlie to Haddadi. Oh, good block from Boltman. Boltman changed pace, trying to get inside, nowhere to go. Forced back out. Huertas flushed off the three-point line to a little floater, and still over a minute gone, no points.
Both teams haven't swung the ball enough.
Charlie gets the first score of the game for three.
Charlie might be one of their best shooters on the team, and a very good three-point shooter with maximum range.
Here's Franklin for Puerto Rico. Diaz moves it on. Brown has it now. Brown the high screen, big screen as well from Diaz, out to Boltman for three, back iron. Jamshidi for Iran. On the pick and roll, driving to the hole, nice cut, just unable to finish. Huertas in transition, gets it back, thinks about the three, can't leave him open, that's why.
And this is very important for Puerto Rico because they'd like to score in their secondary, move the ball, and Huertas might be one of their best shooters and has had a very good camp all the way through.
Barami to Haddadi, who moves it on quickly and got caught in two minds there. Charlie ended up turning it over. Finally, a little bobble of the ball close in for Diaz.
As I said earlier, Puerto Rico is going to try to score in an early clock. You'll see a very different style in these two teams as the game goes on.
Haddadi, Nikhil Barami. Great block! Oh, but there he is to clean it up there, Barami.
We talk a lot about Haddadi, but the heart and soul of this team is Barami.
Brown driving into trouble, out to Boltman. Along the baseline, too strong on the lane. Diaz from about 8 feet.
Good attack. Puerto Rico's going to try to find a way to get Haddadi out of the middle on defense. So they're going to try to move the ball and a direct attack with pass-offs when he comes to help.
Open three, second triple of the game for Iran. Charlie with it. Franklin, Huertas sells the fake, drives in, has to toss it up high to get it over Haddadi, and it fell short as a result. Charlie gets bumped. Will that count? Yes, it will. And one. He'll go to the line for a bonus.
Jamshidi taking off, and this entire Iranian team puts a lot of respect on Haddadi's rebounding. Guys break. Usually you don't break before you board. They expect him to board everything. So they run out with four guys in transitions, getting an easy opportunity to score there.
Jamshidi converts the three-point play. And Iran lead by 4. Here's Boltman with some space. Haddadi trying to fill it up. Good finish over the big man.
And Ronaldo's played against big guys his whole career, and one of the ways you go after a shot blocker is you get right to his body so he can't extend his arms.
There's Haddadi a little mid-range. We talk about his size and getting inside, but he's got a nice little shot on him too.
He does, and I think Puerto Rico will settle with that. They just don't want him to get to the rim.
Huertas out to Brown. Up comes the high pick. Brown goes around it. Little stunner to get past Haddadi. Beautiful move.
Yeah, great stall. It's the first time they ran ball screen. Puerto Rico tends to run ball screen a little later in the offense than most teams do.
Jamshidi on to Michael Barami. Oh, what a pass that is inside. Foul is called. Basket will count. That's a beautiful assist to find the man underneath.
Yeah, great left hand, looking for a shot. He hit his last one. Shovel pass in, but at the same time, you notice that they're going 4 against 5 because Haddadi has to take a rest. He's pulled himself out of the offense, so he's got to find points where they can do that. Great pass by Barami.
Mohamed Hassanzoda at the free throw line. Converts that one. And 16-11, very high scoring opening 5 minutes. It's been very up and down, quick tempo to the game. Both teams going fairly early in the shot clock as well. Can they keep this pace up would be the question. Here's Huertas. Nice little crossover, but he throws it away in the end. There's Barami for the three. Not quite. Haddadi cleaning it up. He's fouled. Can't convert.
So that little rest he took down there paid off because he ran down the floor there real strong. I'm really impressed with Iran shooting the ball early in the clock.
Well, interestingly, you can see he's got up in the air, and that's the problem. And suddenly they're in transition. And actually, you might see it just there in the background. Coach Cassiano, as soon as he saw that three go up, he assumed Barami was making that because he went timeout to the table. But when they missed it, he waved it off. So we will continue. And Haddadi will go to the free throw line, looking to stretch his team's advantage.
And for a big man, he spends a lot of time on the free throw line. And his whole career, he's been a very good free throw shooter, probably over 75%. And that's helped him extend his career like he has.
Well, when you're that size, you're going to get fouled a lot, so you need to make free throws. And he's always been, as you say, a very decent free throw shooter. Altman short on the mid-range.
And that's exactly what Iran would like to do. They would like to be able to have Puerto Rico, in that case, Balkman, take a jump shot, keeps him off the boards.
There's Haddadi out to Yakshali. Let's fight for the triple, and strokes another one.
He may be the hottest person in this arena.
And we will get that timeout now by Puerto Rico because they are down by 10. And Iran very happy with this opening 6 minutes, and more so than anything else, 21 points on the board in an international game in the first 4 minutes is a big number.
And they've scored by threes, not just a three-point shot, but the three-point play. And Yakachali's been very hot, and so is Mashek.
He's made three pointers. Coach there talking about switching on defense.
This Puerto Rican team, because of the size they have and the ability on athleticism, they're going to be allowed to switch on lots of people. The hard part is Haddadi. They can switch on all 4 positions.
But as we look back at these three-point shots, they haven't been too close in most of them. Some of them not even in the picture. That's too open to allow teams to shoot like that.
And he's knocked down the shots from different areas.
3 of 3 from behind the arc. Certainly got off to a good start. Teams making their way back out onto court.
So we've got John Clavel in the game, who's played in all 12 games in the pre-tournament games for Puerto Rico.
Here's Brown from behind the arc. Front rims that one. Ball bounces out to Pinero. So a second 14, but they've only got 4 left here. Brown needs to do something quickly. Does get the pass out. Pinero bats it out. But unfortunately for him, it goes to Jamshidi.
And I think he could have got that offensive rebound. He had a little bit of time. But you saw the problem there for Puerto Rico is Haddadi's in the middle. They've got to find a way to get him out of the middle, either by making short jump shots, trying to get him involved in the ball screen, or moving the ball and forcing him to close out.
Khabarami from behind the arc. Another 3-pointer for Iran. That's their 4th in 5 attempts.
And Nika Barami can score every which way. He will post you up. He made a great pass early, but he will shoot the 3.
Here's Clavel. He's going to try and reply with a triple of his own. Chases down his own shot, but it's not loose. Eventually, Puerto Rico do get to recycle, and he'll try again for 3. Way overcooks it.
Yeah, Clavel's a good shooter. That'll be fine. He had the open shot. He'll take the next open shot, no question about it.
Well, the way he ran, I think he thought it was in. But maybe a little too much adrenaline fresh into the game as Khabarami misses a 3. Unusual one so far for the Iranians. There's a foul on the rebound. I think it's on Clavel.
Yeah, young Pinero here has got a big task in front of him guarding Barami. Because he's such a good cagey player, you can't give him space because he'll shoot that ball. So he's a very good read and react player.
And like you say, he's been playing national team basketball for a long, long time with Khabarami. Just towed the line on that one, fell short anyway. Pinero looking for some room, drives into Haddadi, and again, Haddadi makes it difficult, but another offensive rebound. They have been getting some second chance opportunities, and this time they take it.
Which is, they've got to keep the pace going and move the basketball. And Haddadi's going to have to pick his spots where he's going to be able to keep moving on the defensive end.
4 offensive rebounds already for Puerto Rico, but the one thing that tells you is you're missing shots as well. Here's Khabarami, steps into mid-range and knocks down a shot. And here's Bortman quickly in transition, overcooked, and Clavel is able to kick it out to Pinero for 3, and some much-needed points on the board for Puerto Rico.
And Coach Cassiano's really excited there because they ran transition on a made basket, and he thinks they can run on them on every possession. So they got a 3-pointer there off that just after giving a 2.
Almost turned over there by Jamshidi, but he's able to save it to Haddadi. He's just towing the line there, Haddadi, but it falls short anyway.
Haddadi will shoot that open set shot if you give it to him.
He's never been one shy to turn it down, and here's another guy who'll certainly shoot an open shot if you give it to him. Good work on the boards there from Hassan Zeda to clean it up.
Hassan Zeda's done a great job on 2 offensive rebounds. He's going to score at the rim, but I'm just amazed there how he attacked that with 4 players because Haddadi's still working his way up the floor.
There's Brown driving hard and Haddadi doing his job at the defensive end. And for Iran, in some ways, it's better when the ball goes out of bounds because, you know, they can just walk down court, get him set up. 37 seconds to go in this quarter.
Any sets favor Iran. But Puerto Rico needs to move the ball side to side. So now we've got a little bit of change up in personnel here, and now it looks like we've got Puerto Rico's going to a zone possibly, or they're going to show zone, maybe play man.
Well, Clemente has come in, and as you say, they look like they're in a zone, but we'll see what happens when the ball crosses half court. Chouechi brings it over. Chouechi over to Khabarami. He's in trouble here and he loses it, but it's going to be an Iranian ball. Certainly the change in defense is just thrown around for a second there.
Absolutely. Change in defense changed the tempo of the game a little bit and went to a matchup zone there that Puerto Rico's employed. And just got them to Iran to slow down a little bit on their offense. So side out of bounds here. It looks like Puerto Rico's going back to a straight man.
Well, Haddadi's going to get the last 18 seconds of this quarter off, so that'll stretch his little break out to, 2.5 minutes, maybe close to 3 if there's a foul or a stoppage in play here. Sheedy to inbound. Nice on the curl is Mashoichi.
Yeah, good side out of bounds play there. These teams have been scouting each other and trying to find out. So sometimes there's new things that you've put in. So a new wrinkle that maybe Puerto Rico hasn't seen that play, or they countered something that Puerto Rico has seen. But they scored there in 2 seconds, and that's just way too fast.
Well, you can see there on the replay, Zoda basically just didn't see him stop in front and just fell over him, committing the foul. Pinheiro, as they tick it down here, last few seconds, getting it inside. Good work underneath, but it's tipped off the ring. Ball is loose. It doesn't matter. That will do it for the first quarter. What a first quarter that was for Iran. Through the opening 10 minutes, they put 30 on the board. And but in Guangzhou, it's Iran 30, Puerto Rico 16 at the end of the first quarter.
The 30 points have been an efficient 30 points. The fact that they've knocked down 4 threes, they have been incredibly efficient. Their high percentage and their transition. And they've been very good on transition, not on offense, but their transition defense of stopping Puerto Rico.
Well, as we look back at some of the plays here of this first quarter, if I put you in that Puerto Rican huddle now, Coach, what would you be saying to your team? What is the most concerning bit for you? It's got to be the 30 points in your defense, how you slow them down a bit?
Yeah, it's probably about the closeout on the shooters. We've left open shooters. Every shot they've taken has been open that they've made. So I think Puerto Rico's saying we've got to challenge, not 90%, but we got to challenge 100% on the shooter and make sure they don't have the shots. And we can't get caught chasing the basketball. So the offense starts with defense on the ball, we build it, and then we get the shooters. But what Iran has done, they've done a good job of taking the open shots in transition. This is what Puerto Rico probably wasn't expecting. And now they've got to technically sit back and decide how they're going to handle that.
And at the other end of the floor, I mean, they have got 16 on the board, Puerto Rico, but it's looked harder work for them. They've got into the basket. Haddadi has changed shots, if not blocked them. He's almost intimidated them in that they don't want to take the shot, or they pull up a little earlier.
He's a one-man zone. They're running a lot of stuff. They're playing out there. They're handling ball screens with him waiting in the paint. So if you can't come off that and score, advantage Iran. But Iran is not going to work him on ball screens as much as Puerto Rico would like to get him out of the middle. Puerto Rico's going to have to find a way with ball movement or screen him to pin him inside so that they can get some open guys. But they must make him work and not just stand there.
Keep up with the game via the official app, highlights, stats, and much more. Here we go then with the second quarter. The opening day of the 29 FIBA Basketball World Cup here in China. We're watching Group C with Iran and Puerto Rico. Later today here in Guangzhou is Spain against Tunisia. And it's the Iranians who've started hot with 30 first quarter points to lead by 14. Puerto Rico looking to make some early inroads into it. Batted out. Another offensive rebound. Pinheiro zips one out up top to Rodriguez. Gives it back to him, and this time they get to the basket.
Yeah, good shot, good rebound, but the spacing on the floor allowed for that penetration reaction to the handoff.
So Army poise into the game here at the start of the second. They've left Haddadi on the bench just for a little bit longer. It's a good way of buying some extra minutes. That's a bat, isn't it? No, it's a backcourt violation. So it was deemed deliberate by the officials. If you accidentally bat it, it's not counted as a backcourt, but that one deemed deliberate as we have another look back at that good play with Pinheiro finishing off at the glass.
And then Pinheiro goes back on defense and gets in the passing lane on that reversal and caused that turnover. Good play by a young man.
Here's Rodriguez. Well, Clemente came for the screen, but he gets the handoff instead. Pinheiro. Got to shoot here. Shot clock getting really low. Pinheiro gets it off in time. And there's a foul on the rebound. I think it's on Hassan Zoda.
Yes, it is. And the nice place with it, you got a veteran like Raymond Clemente who will always work on every shot. He treats every shot on his team's going to take as a miss. He's a very good offensive rebounder.
Coach Cassiano just getting some clarification on something there, not quite sure what. Into Pinheiro fires up the jump shot. Jeremy Paul with the rebound. Mikhail Barami. He hits the triple. Yet another one, the fifth of the game for Iran.
And that's not just a big triple that they hit their fifth, but they're scoring without Haddadi on the floor. So now they've changed exactly who they were, and they've spaced their floor out a little bit. Good play by Iran.
Collier threw a tough pass there to Rodriguez. Good defense, but eventually slicing through. A little hand on there, not Duluth. I think it was Hassan Zeta, which made the finish difficult.
That's their second or third time Puerto Rico's missed an easy layup there, just not concentrating to completion.
Good ball movement from Iran, and Jeremy Paul will grab the offensive rebound. It's a second chance opportunity for the team in white. Kabarami, one on the shot clock as he fires up the three. Third chance at it. He's open now, sets his feet, and draws the foul from Pinheiro.
Yeah, Barami is a tough veteran player, but Garamipour is doing a great job of giving Haddadi more time on the bench.
Well, I think the scoreboard helps as well. When you're 15 points up, you can say, have a few more minutes, big fella.
I don't know if coaches look at the scoreboard in the second quarter. They're looking at runs. But anytime they can get Haddadi a rest, that's big for them.
Rodriguez comes away with it for Puerto Rico. Little change of direction under all sorts of pressure, trying to get it up over big Aaron Jeramipour. It's a tough shot, closed out, and foul is called. And so Jared Makshieki will go to the free throw line for two.
Both point guards attack the middle there. I thought Rodriguez did a real good job of attacking the middle, maybe create a little ball movement to kick it out. And Mashieki with getting Ronaldo Balkman to come at him. Nice short jump shot.
Well, he's not the best free throw shooter. He was averaging just 57% from the free throw line during the World Cup qualifiers for Iran.
But when they bring Mashieki in, they allow Yakchali to move over to the shooting guard spot. So they got some flexibility in their guard spots.
He makes the second. And Puerto Rico just adjusting the lineup. Here's Brown.
Good job by Iran there. Just a little bit of pressure to keep the ball out of the point guard's hands. Just show a little bit.
Bolton. Puertas drives the lane, kicks it out. Three is good for Clemente.
Not known as a big-time three-point shooter, but as a four-man, he can space the floor again, and he has some athleticism. If you close out on Raymond, he's going to attack the basket.
Jeremy Paul with the handover. Nice pass out into the corner for Zaghini, but he's unable to knock it down. Pinero pulls up mid-range in transition, and those are the ones you have to make because there'll be no offensive rebound.
Well, this is the smallest lineup Puerto Rico can put on the floor when they play Clemente at the 5 spot here as a center. So now they're spaced out all over. And the fact that he hit that 3 is going to change how you have to guard him.
Well, the lead down to 11, and Haddadi getting ready to check back in the game. Pinero trying to steal that one away. 5 left on the shot clock. Jeremy Paul feels he has the size, and a foul is called on Pinero, who's not overly pleased with that call.
When you're small like Puerto Rico is right now, you've got a post-up situation like you just had there. You can bring the double or you can just bluff the double, and that may give you enough time.
Jeremy Paul at the free throw line. All string on the first one. And in Croatia last year. Second on the, short on the second, sorry. So Haddadi still waiting to check back in the game. He's going to take a seat. He had been on his feet, ready to go. Here's Bortman. Brown lets fly from 3-point range. Doesn't go. Good work on the far side by Charlie to pull in the rebound. Again, a little late on the challenge. That shot fell short from Mashiachyi, and he's actually called for foul as he tried to make amends for his miss.
You're absolutely right, Daniel. A little late on the challenge. I think there was a communication problem there. Because they're switching on so many players, you're going to get those something, especially early in the offense.
Well, Haddadi checks back into the game. Chris Brady into the fray for Puerto Rico. Mohinko also inbounding the ball to Brown. Little stutter from Brown. It's a long way round Haddadi, and he comes all the way back out. And that's that point you were making early. Clemente, because he's made that shot, they dive out at him. He's got the ability to go past.
Now what Puerto Rico needs, they run that high ball screen, and Haddadi doesn't move from the middle. They need a player there who can run that and can pop out for a 3. And Brady just rolled to the basket into Haddadi. But if Puerto Rico can put somebody there who can shoot the ball, they got them to move Haddadi.
Nice spin from Haddadi through the contact underneath. There's a big ooh from the crowd there as they saw the big man on the turn. Look, it's a low post move from about 15 feet out.
And I love the fact that he went under and gave you the little man's finish. Usually he just takes that left-handed and jams it, but he just goes little man finish on that. I got finesse.
He can't convert the 3-point play, though. And the lead, midway through this second period, is 14. Huertas driving into traffic. Haddadi tips it away. Mashiachyi brings it forward. Mashiachyi was open. One more pass. Good ball movement, but unable to finish his. Charlie, another go at it for Iran. Mashiachyi driving in. There's Haddadi trying to tidy it up. He's still going in there, the big fella. Still going. He will not be denied.
Big stays big. Big stays big. If you don't do your early work on a big man and he gives a position, he's just going to root himself in there.
A big smile on his face as well as he ran back down court. Ooh, Brown just slipped there. Gets the ball out. Clemente's 3 doesn't go. Haddadi with the rebound. As I say, the Montreal crowd really enjoyed that little bit of action from Haddadi. Here he is again, posting up 12, 15 feet out. Spins one way, then the other. Good pass off and a nice assist as Zangrini is there to lay it in.
Yeah, good cut by Zengue. Did a real nice job on that, but this is where Haddadi sees the double coming, and he knows a cutter's coming.
Good finish. Huerta's taking it right at Haddadi and able to get it high enough to avoid the outstretched arm.
Yeah. Puerto Rico's done that a few times, but they just haven't finished enough times.
Offensive foul called. Haddadi has his hand up as he was trying to establish position in the lane.
You will notice that they do a lot of screening with Haddadi pinning down and to get position, or they'll change it up and they'll set a back screen and they'll look for him at the lob. But if he can go down and force you to switch, he will seal you. Iran runs a lot of this, and coach will just call it a straight pin down.
You can see there someone Mikhail Varami checking back in to the action. Wow. Pinero steps into the elbow off the back iron. And that touched a Puerto Rican hand last. Mojica, I think it was, and it will be an Iranian ball.
Iran's done a very good job on defense of keeping the ball on the perimeter. They haven't allowed the penetration to kick it out to the perimeter.
Mikhail Varami back out to Jamshidi. Working with Haddadi, goes across, nice play. Open three, all the attention on Haddadi, and he scooped it out to Yakshali for three.
Yeah, great read there by Jamshidi.
Brown almost losing possession, is able to recover. Huertas, 17 feet, jump shot is good.
Huertas can score. Puerto Rico needs guys to make the outside jump shot just to space this defense around a little bit.
Oh, nice spin again from Haddadi, and he's just grabbed. You can't do that anymore. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. They changed the rules a few years back on that one. If you're making no play for the ball, you can't just grab around like that. You used to get away with it, but not anymore. That's a good call.
And it's a good rule.
Yeah.
It's a great rule. But at the part, Haddadi inside the post, he's got the feel. He's got that feel. He knows if you're one side, I'm going to use my counter move and spin. But when he spins, he likes to use that arm just to keep you away a little bit. But he's showing a little bit of quickness on two finishes now.
And it's almost like the further out he posts up, the harder it is for the defender because he's got that big first step on the spin.
And when he's backing you up and he's reading the other players if anybody's coming. So not only is he reading the defender, but he's doing a real good job of reading the players off defender if a double's coming.
Well, two in possession. He makes one of them. But a chance here to stretch the lead out to 20 for the first time. Haddadi steps into the free throw line, scoops it up to himself. He almost jammed it in.
You want to attack the zone, put it in the high post and throw it to yourself. Love it.
There you go. Driving in, can't get it to go off the glass.
That looked like some young guy in a slam dunk competition. Mine is the dunk.
Barbarami under all sorts of pressure. Rashidi driving the lane, throws it. Oh, it got deflected. I was about to say, I'm not quite sure who that was intended to.
We got 1.4 here. So look for Haddadi rolling to the basket for the lob.
Mikhail Barami as well on the baseline, looking interested in this. They go straight to Haddadi, who fires up the shot. Pinero with the rebound. Pinero driving hard. And, well, frustration on the Iranian captain's face there. Thought he might have got his chest in the right spot. The referee thought otherwise. And it's 2 free throws, or it will be in about a minute's time, because first off, a timeout has been called with the score Iran 45, Puerto Rico 27.
You've got to like the way Pinheiro, young player just out of college, is attacking the basket. 7 points already for Puerto Rico, getting to the free throw line. I think he's been a real steady player. What Puerto Rico is going to have to do is make some more shots. I think one of the problems with Puerto Rico's got to use the pass more than the dribble. They've got to space out Iran early in their offense. They're just pounding it down, then trying to run stuff. They got to space it.
Well, it's the double whammy for Puerto Rico right now. 45 is too many and 27 is not enough. And they've got to somehow switch that around at both ends of the floor. This was the play that really excited the crowd. Daddy, I'm just going to keep going. You can't stop me. I'm going to get mine anyway. But you've talked about it already. He is a great distributor of the ball. And it's easy when you see him to forget that. You know, he's so big, he's a great rebounder, he can score, but he's got a nice touch too.
In this draw here at the World Cup, we've got a lot of bigs who are very strong, who show you strength and finesse. And he's just a great example of it. He's got a real soft touch, good passer, shoot the ball, but he'll just brute strength you inside, but then he'll use a finesse spin and score on you, things that you don't expect.
Well, 2 shots coming now for Pinheiro.
That strength and finesse is pretty nice when you're 7'2".
Yeah. Well, Pinheiro is 82% in college last season, so I wasn't expecting that one off the back iron. But he does make the second. Little show of full court here from Puerto Rico. 3-1-1 maybe, 2-2-1.
Yeah, actually, it's going to grow back to a 2-2-1, and it looks like they're falling back into a zone. You know, man.
Well, they've done a good job of throwing around out of order here. They've got to be quick to get the shot off. It's into Haddad. He hasn't got long. He doesn't need long. But he doesn't get the bounce, so he'll shoot 2.
When you have a Dottie at the rim and you can penetrate to the basket, you're going to have your options, because either if they drop down and cover him, you're going to kick it out to a corner, one more pass for a 3. And if they don't come, you can throw to him so many ways with the bounce pass up high. Just a great target to have at the rim for any guard penetrating.
Oh, he misses that one from the free throw line. Puts a little more arc on that one. It's nothing but the bottom of the net. Inside the final minute here, first half, in the opening game in Group C here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Guangzhou, China we are.
That's tough for Gary Brown, driving down the middle like that, and then you see a 7'2" guy standing there waiting for you.
Ooh, Haddadi's just come up limping a little bit here as we go down court with Huertas finishing well. And he'll go to the line for an extra shot.
Yeah, and Coach Cassiano just needs more and more of that. They have to convert in transition.
Like a pinball bouncing off there. One side and then the other, still able to lay it home. And with the Puerto Rican fans enjoying that, they haven't had a great amount to cheer here in this opening 20 minutes. Got a timeout call with 34 seconds to go, and Iran leading Puerto Rico 46-28.
Iran has a decision here, 34 seconds, free throw coming. Do you go 2 for 1, or are you just satisfied and just run it down? Where Puerto Rico, I wouldn't be surprised after the last time they showed a little pressure, particularly now after a free throw. maybe showing some pressure and making Iran run the clock a little bit so that they only get one opportunity, and then Puerto Rico gets the ball back.
Well, you saw there the rebounding numbers. Iran winning the battle 29 to 19. And they've got 10 at the offensive end, which helps. And of course, with so many missed shots at the other end of the floor, that's allowed them to dominate things here.
But what a great target to be able to throw the ball to. Clemente worked real hard ahead of time. That's what you have to do. You just got, and he used his athleticism, his strength and athleticism.
Well, Haddadi did come up out of that, just hobbling very slightly. He's still out on court. If there was any sense of concern, I think he just caught a knee in the thigh or something, one of those impact things. But if there was any sense of concern, 34 seconds from halftime, we would take him out. Converts the three-point play, and we wondered if they'd come with a bit of full court pressure again, and they do.
And this 2-2-1 is not as much for a steal as it is to slow down the clock.
Yeah, in some ways, the steal that you might get out of that is an 8-second violation.
Yeah, or a straight turnover, absolutely.
Yoshidi. Wow, that's a long way out for three, and it's good from Yakchali.
Man, the guy hits 4. Don't dare him. Don't dare the shooter.
Brown driving in at Haddadi with the rebound. Is there time? I don't think that's off in time. It doesn't go in anyway, so it doesn't matter. But an excellent first half for Iran. They've put almost a 50-piece on the board, and they have a big lead at the interval. It's halftime here in Guangzhou. Iran 49, Puerto Rico 31. Teams heading out to the locker rooms. There'll be plenty for Coach Cassiano to talk about at halftime. Shooting percentages not great. Rebounding numbers hurting them too. There's a lot to do defensively. 49 points against. They've got to turn it around somehow, Coach.
You know what? Well, the first thing they've got to do is they've got to stop open shooters. Like, here we are, no matter how deep he is, the clock's running down, you've got to get out on it. You can't dare the shooters, and they've done that way too much today. I think he's got to go back to his original game plan. But now what they've got to find is they got to find a way to get Haddadi out of that middle, because they just can't attack the basket like they want to, because if he's not blocking it, he's affecting it. So they've got to decide how to find a way to move the ball a little bit more with the pass, and then get that middle penetration where you can get the dump-offs like that.
Well, you see Charlie leading the way here at halftime with 5 3-pointers for his 15. Nick Abrahamin. Haddadi, as ever, for the Iranians, posting up some good offense for them with 10 points apiece. And we're at the break here in Guangzhou, and Iran lead this one by 18. We'll be back with you in a bit.
是进入到我们中场的卡拉 OK 的一个时刻。那现在呢，我们呢希望呢，我们会放出呢一些非常有节奏、非常熟悉的歌曲，然后呢，大家看一下我们的大屏幕上面即将呢是出现我们的歌曲，然后我们会一起呢为大家送上的传唱呢是进行大合唱。来，准备，我们准备。3、2，好，我们现在呢，希望呢，先把我们的歌曲呢先准备一下。好，准备，我们现场的合唱的一个时刻，然后准备3、2、1 ，Ready go！
拿10分，拿10分。
好，现在是我们的这个现在我们的北主的一个比赛现在开始。好的，那现在呢，我们来到中场时刻呢，马上将进入的是我们的百岁山挑战赛。那我来解释一下我们的挑战赛规则。刚才呢，我们的百岁山水天使呢，已经是选取了我们的一些幸运的观众。被选取的观众呢，需要呢是在10秒内呢喝完1瓶百岁山矿泉水，谁先喝完呢，是可以获得一个魔盒篮球呢，是作为这个礼物的。好，我们这里呢有好几组观众啊，所以呢我们以1号为单位，1号为单位呢是进行这个比赛，进行。
Now Teodosic, bounce pass into Raduljica, and he's blocked by DeMarcus Cousins.
A great defensive play there by Cousins. I mean, he just got up.
Teodosic hits to Bielitsa. Oh, it goes up for the dog! Nemanja Bielitsa. Now Irving shakes and bakes out top, then drives in and puts it up. pass and the dunk by Kalinic. USA chase it. They were worried about the backboard violation, and it goes to Catherine.
And this is USA basketball. You get a steal, you run, and you finish it off with the dunk. Let's look at it one more time right here. Klay Thompson, Derrick Rose, touch pass to Catherine, and a monster dunk right there.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
Welcome back to Guangzhou, where at the half, Iran lead Puerto Rico by 49 points to 31. Puerto Rico definitely up against it, it's fair to say. And, well, they've lost their last 7 FIBA Basketball World Cup games in which they've conceded 80 or more. they're on course for 80 or more right here, aren't they? Again, so they need to do something at the defensive end.
Yeah, no question. And it's not just the defense, it's the rebounding end. It's the fact that they're getting killed on the boards 30-19. That's allowing Iran a lot more possessions. The other part of it is Puerto Rico's got to get back to who they are. Iran's stolen Puerto Rico's swag. They're a team that plays with that style, that open court hustle. They're tight on the ball. They want to do that on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, they've got to get into the ball. They have to stop the ball, and then everything else, they have an opportunity to build their defense.
Well, Iran's only 2 previous wins at the FIBA Basketball World Cup have both come against African teams. Tunisia in 2010 in Istanbul, I think it was. It was definitely in Turkey. I'm sure they played in Istanbul. And against Egypt in 2014. So they're trying to, for the first time, beat a team from the Americas at the World Cup.
Well, Coach Shahid Tab's done a great job with his game plan, and the players done a great job of executing it. The fact that Yakhachali's hit 5 of 5, that makes a huge difference, but the game plan has been outstanding, and you know, credit to him and his staff.
Here we go then, third quarter underway. Iran with the possession arrow. It's the back court. He established himself in the front court and then just got a little bump and ended up going backwards over the line. And that would drive you absolutely bonkers as a coach to turn the ball over 3 seconds in.
But for Puerto Rico, a little bit of ball pressure changed that up.
Yep. Of course, ball in the front court, so only 14 seconds with which to work. And they've used 10 of them. Huertas has to shoot here. Gets it off on the buzzer. Haddadi says no. Referee says yes. Huertas is good for 3.
Now they need to stop. Now they need to build on that little bit of momentum here.
I'm not sure they recognized the shot clock until the last second. Haddadi in close. He traveled with it, I think. Yes, he did. Little hop, skip, and a jump there.
And that was a great job by the smallest player on the Puerto Rican team, Brown, coming back there just enough of it to change Haddadi on that.
There was that shot on the buzzer. You can see 0.1. Oh, I'm not sure if he got that out in his hand in time. It was very close either way, but Puerto Rico need a little bit of help, and they get some here. And Huertas has come out with 5 quick points. Maybe Haddadi was right after all when he was waving off that shot. Alvarami down to Haddadi along the baseline. Hooks one out. Ball movement round. Short on the 3, and a chance for Huertas out in the break, and he slows down as if to bait him and try and get a foul. But he gets 2, and out of nowhere, first 90 seconds of this third quarter, Puerto Rico right back in the game.
Man, Coach Casciano's got his guys playing. They got on the ball real quick. Huertas has been sensational, but on defense, they've caused 2 turnovers, and right there, they ganged up on Haddadi. They did a real nice job, but you have to put pressure on the ball, so that pass to Haddadi is not easy. In that first half, every entry pass was simple. You could do what you want. Right now, in that case there, you've got Diaz coming up on Barami, playing him pretty tight and not making him put a simple pass in.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? What one little thing leads to another little thing, leads to some big things, because it all comes from a backcourt violation. Backcourt violation with just a tiny amount of ball pressure to force it. They get a 3 on the buzzer. Huertas is feeling good about himself, and he gets 7 in a hurry.
So a team that had complete intensity, in fact, Iran's intensity level was as high as it could be for 20 minutes. They came out those first 3 seconds, and it was the first time they showed a glimmer of not doing it. Now that's a great timeout. They got to regroup. And I said to you earlier, Puerto Rico has to play with swag. That's their identity. That's what they've always been.
Well, 14 World Cup appearances for Puerto Rico. couple of teams done more than that, and they're trying to find themselves back up in the upper echelons of the World Cup. Well, that's at least a kickball, if not a foul. It is a football violation. So he goes up in the air here, and his leg goes out. He blocks it with his foot, Franklin. So referee calls a foot violation, so a new 14.
You can just see the level of the intensity from Puerto Rico, even on the cutters there on that baseline out of bounds.
Good work again from Franklin defensively. Here's Huertas. Had the hot hand here at the start. Calls for the high screen. A little holding foul there from Jamshidi as he tried to prevent Huertas from getting away from it.
The high ball screen in transition is the hardest screen to guard because you're trying to get back and set, and to handle that ball screen properly, you need 5 defensive players to get involved. And Puerto Rico usually runs an offense and doesn't get to that high ball screen early. And it looks like in the second half, they're going to attack them with the high ball screen real early.
Diaz hands it over to Brown. Huertas getting open, squares up for 3. Not this time. And Haddadi with yet another rebound. Haddadi backing down, using his strength to find some room, and he's just tough to guard down there.
Yeah, his footwork is sensational, and where he knows where he is all the time.
Here's Brown. Ball. Little stutter driving through, trying to barrel his way to the basket. Still has possession, and a little bump foul. The call there on Gandini. Here's Haddadi at the other end. Get out of my way, I'm going up.
A lot of big guys treat the ball there like a hand grenade. Not this guy. He just takes his time, makes the right read.
Valderrama just being asked to make himself look a bit presentable on TV. The world's audience watching. Tuck your shirt in. Huertas. Floater just had enough on that. Huertas with 9 here in the third quarter.
And Coach Casciano, who's a great shooter himself, knows how to feed the shooter.
Driving in for 2 is Chiller.
I didn't know he was allowed to make 2s.
Yeah, he let him inside the 3-point. Brown. Moving screen caught on Diaz.
I've liked the way Iran's come out after that timeout. They've done a nice job of handling the tempo a little bit, making Puerto Rico play half court, doing a better job on their offense.
Bit of full court pressure. It's close to a 5-second violation. It's a turnover anyway. Here's Diaz. He's blocked by Haddadi. Didn't really want the ball in that position there, Diaz.
He was second-guessing himself on that attempt all the way.
Zanini is going to be called for the foul. Good challenge at the ring. Just you can see there, up through the arm.
Huertas doing it on both ends, right? Good job on defense there. Let his guys come back, help him out on the boards.
Well, they've got a little bit of momentum here, Puerto Rico, at the start of this third quarter. They need to try and stretch this one out if they're going to get back into this game. Trailing now by 13. Brown steps back, fires up for 3. Off the mark, and Weston Paul with the rebound. Calvarami. Little hand checking foul call. Franklin.
Boy, off the ball, the battle inside was fierce. Haddadi's just got so much size on you. When he gets inside, he just gives Diaz nothing.
Botman with the rebound. Austin Paul was going the long way around him. I think Boltman was making sure that if he didn't get away, he was getting fouled.
You know, Ronaldo's one of those post players that can take him when he's playing the post. He's one of those guys that can take the rebound and just bust out with the dribble and give you an advantage situation on the other end.
One leg crashing into another there, like a footballer trying to win a penalty. It's Huertas. Blackman driving hard, and he finishes too. A little glance to the official.
Ronaldo's always looking to take it to the basket first, shoot second. But when he goes to the basket, he will look for contact, he will take on, and he's a very good finisher with contact.
Well, he was looking hard for some contact here, and he thought he got some. The referee was of another mind. Charlie gets it back from Haddadi, lets fly from behind the arc, and another triple for Iran. That is their 8th of the game.
Wow, and I thought Gary Brown was doing a great job on him, and then he went under the screen.
Driving through for 2 is Brown at the other end. Charlie now, what is he, 6 of 7 from three-point range? 22 points. Haddadi backing down, looking strong, just bullied his way to the basket.
Yeah, you called it, Daniel, right on. Bully basketball, that's all that was.
Diaz trying to thread the needle. That's a great pass. Doesn't quite drop.
Yeah, the only hope Diaz has down there with him is to work early, keep him away, and get low. Don't have to be tall against him, but you got to be bodying him. You can't accept it because he's just going to move you. You've got to get up on him early, get wide, get into his hips, and not let him back you down. And then hopefully get some help.
Bolton at the free throw line. Oh, they're still hanging about here, Puerto Rico. They can keep it at this sort of margin. I mean, you'd like to get it under 10, but if they can keep it at this sort of margin going into the 4th, they'll feel like they've got one more good run in them.
Yeah, and they're looking at Iran saying, okay, well, let's wear down Haddadi. We have a better chance against them in the 4th quarter than we do in the 1st. But it all started with their pressure on the basketball, and they've got to do it from all the positions.
Calvarami tipped away by Bortman, but it's still an Iranian possession. Shot clock running though, it's down to 10. Haddadi has a glance at the shot clock. What's he going to do? Get his man up in the air. It needs to go up here. Brown knocks it away. Puerto Rico come up with it. And Haddadi commits the hip check foul.
Yeah, at the end, nothing can help you like a shot clock where you know you can leave your man and not have to worry about it. Brown did a great read on knowing the scorers and at the position on the baseline, getting him where he didn't see you coming.
Well, they're over the limit as well, Iran, so it'll be 2 free throws. Brown is ready to take them. Oh, wait, I think they've changed that to a shot clock violation rather than a foul. Which is why the ball's in the backcourt. And then they turn it over. So what they thought might be 2 free throws ends up as a turnover. offensive foul, Haddadi.
So that violation was important because that would have been 2 quick ones on him.
You see just backing him out of the way there.
Looking to run the same play here on that horns action.
Brown dancing his way to the hole. Haddadi cleans it up. Kabarami out in front, had to get his feet right in order to lay that one home.
Good transition, started with the rebound.
Haddadi now with 13 rebounds in the ball game. Clavel moves it on. Brown in the corner. Haddadi diving out at him. Jerome with the rebound in transition again. Come around. Here's Jerome Porter. He ran Brown over. And, well, sometimes you've got to put your body on the line. You see the big fella coming at you. You've got to take that charge.
But what a play by Brown on that. So there's a transition. Start with the rebound, and guys know he's going to get it. Usually you have to board before you break. They just break. They know Haddadi's going to get that rebound. And Brown making a nice read, but it all started with Brown getting back. His hustle to start this third quarter for Puerto Rico has been the key.
3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Iran still leading by 14. Jumped out to a high-scoring start, 30 points in the opening 10 minutes. They've matched that in the next 17. Collier up in the air, spinning round, beats the shot clock buzzer.
Nice patience, got Haddadi off his feet there now, and was in a good situation to get the rebound if he missed it.
Nice feed inside. Jerome double fakes, misses the layup. Haddadi trying to help him out. Jerome is there with the hook. Haddadi again trying to keep it alive. It's all over the place. And the last touch, I think it came off the hands of Makshoyeki. And that's what the officials agree.
With Garamipour and Haddadi on the court together, that's as big a lineup as they're going to have. Unfortunately, they didn't come with the finish, but they had a bunch of attempts at the rim.
You can see just keeping it alive. Ooh, that's another close one with Collier in close attention as well, but Makshoyeki deemed to have touched it last. Rodriguez around the screen. Walkman puts it on the floor, driving hard. And I think on that one, he looked more for the contact than he did the shot.
Absolutely, and Haddadi took the shot on that, but you're absolutely right. He just got to go to finish first, get the foul after.
Charlie to Haddadi. Haddadi spinning, dumps it down low. Whoa! Went up high, landed hard there. He's okay getting back to his feet, Clavel, but you always worry when the legs go around like that. Just sort of get a good angle from it here. Just, ooh, and oof. Fortunately, everybody seems to be okay. Ramipur took it in the head, and Clavel just managed to break his own fall. Getting each other's way there, and Clavel's leaked out on the break. Oh, he's missed it! But he missed it because he was fouled. Makshoyeki called for the offense.
Good run out, good rebound. Just got touched prior to going up on that. But Clavel needs to knock that down. And because he's a shooter and he's a scorer, even layups give you confidence for your next shot. So go to the free throw line here at Puerto Rico. He knocks down a couple of these, build up his confidence, and get him on the track for them. I like the fact that Iran's been able to play the two bigs. And the reason they can is because they can zone the middle. They're not looking for Blockman to shoot the ball or Collier to shoot the ball. So now on defense, you can guard those two guys, but on offense, you've got two big guys keeping the ball alive.
Played with the Estudiantes in Spain last season. Normally a reliable free throw shooter up in the 70s, but misses the second of that when he had a chance to make it a 10-point game. It's Haddadi throwing it downside. Garamapour against Boltman. Nice soft hands to finish that hook.
Great high-low. Great high-low, and I said Haddadi's such a very good passer. The only way you can stop that is deny the ball to Haddadi at the high post. He gets it up there, he's going to knock down that pass.
Inside the final minute, can they get it back to 10 or below to go into the fourth quarter? Good draw of the foul there from Rodriguez, and he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, Angel's pretty tough on the basketball, and you're going to get caught chasing him there. One of the problems of playing two posts that deep is that the point guard can get around the ball screen and has a chance to S-cut in the middle. And so the defending guard's got to chase because you know the post is there to help. It just, you put him in a vulnerable situation.
Rodriguez makes the first. To a 2, and once again it's 11, and Clemente is going to give Boltman the last 46 seconds of the third quarter off. And again, they come with this little full court pressure. Pinheiro certainly playing a lot to try and deny Nicola Barami the ball. Stop here would be big for Puerto Rico. Barami down to Garamapour. Spins. Comes back the other way. Oh no, it comes out to Haddadi. He's got to shoot. He fires up the three. Oh, and he banks it in! Hamid Haddadi banks in the triple on the shot clock buzzer.
Money in the bank.
Oh, that's a bit of a blow for Puerto Rico. I haven't played defense for 23.5 seconds to see that bounce in. Blocked, huge block. And that will do it for the third quarter. Yeah, Charlie going there and pounding that one down to deny any chance of a shot from Rodriguez. We've reached the end of 3 here in Guangzhou, courtesy of that one. But this was the shot here from Haddadi. He saw the shot clock, threw it up. Well, sometimes you have to be lucky as well as good. And he was a bit lucky there. Look at the angle on this one. Banks it in right as the horn sounds, and he certainly enjoyed that. We're through 3 in this opening game in Group C. It is Iran 65, Puerto Rico 51.
Man to man. Keep it up, man to man. Come on. Be right there. 14. Hold it down. 5 minutes, 8 points. Let's go. Come on.
Once we take a look at the numbers, we're only down 14, believe in 3 to call. Shooting percentages have got to go up here in the fourth quarter. They're not going to win this game shooting 36%.
No, and one of the ways you get your field goal percentage up is by getting layups, making the easy baskets. And they were doing that real early in it. But boy, did Iran answer the clock there with the last 50 seconds of that quarter. That 3, just demoralizing for Puerto Rico. But that's a good team. They come at you, you take it, and you come right back. They did that twice in that quarter where they stopped Puerto Rican runs by, big plays.
Well, yeah, you think if that Haddadi shot doesn't go in, and they get a defensive rebound, or Puerto Rico, they could be looking at single figures here going into the fourth.
Yeah.
But ifs and buts don't win you ball games.
That's right. But the other thing that I saw in the end of that third quarter I thought was pretty impressive because Puerto Rico was able to put a lot of ball pressure on their point guards, they can go to Barami and use him as a pressure release. And all of a sudden now, here you have a strong guard forward who can play the backcourt, who's bringing the basketball up, and he can initiate your offense.
17 and 15 for Hamid Haddadi as he posts a big double-double through 3 quarters here, and his team lead by 14 going in. And well, that might come down here as Clavel going to the free throw line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, that's the second time Iran's fouled now on chasing on the basketball. But Clavel needs that. Clavel needs that little bit of confidence. He's a big-time scorer for them. Him and Huertas are possibly the 2 best shooters on the court, and they can score in bunches.
Well, they need someone to score in bunches here, Puerto Rico. To get themselves back into this game. Obviously, the first story is about winning the game, but you kind of touched on it right at the top of the broadcast, is given the nature of this group, you know, there is a potential for 3-way tie. We all expect Spain to do what Spain have come here to do and to win this group. The other 3 teams all think they can qualify. There could be a tie, and points difference might be an issue.
Oh, and they're all thinking that right through. So you've got to play right to the very end and to the buzzer in this situation because it's a long tournament.
End line ball to Iran. Barami trying to get free, and in the end, he had to go the other way to Jamshidi. Here comes Charles.
Now that pressure is so important. It makes Iran start their offense so much higher than they wanted to be. That didn't happen in the first half.
Sideline possession. Mohamed Jamshidi to get it in, and he goes straight to Trillin. Kabarami. Haddadi comes up for the screen. He dumps it off to Haddadi driving down the lane and tipped in by Jaramipur.
And Jaramipur started doing the work prior to that. He was moving Clemente so that Haddadi could drive the lane.
Foul called in there as well, so there will be a bonus free throw. Let's have another look at it. There was some slight confusion because Haddadi's shot had already hit the ring, so the horn was irrelevant. You'll see here the ball hits the ring, so it doesn't matter that the horn went. And fouled on the rebound is Aaron Jaramipur, and it's stolen away quickly. Iran trying to score in transition. Great head fake. Oh, Nick Barami misses that one, and that's batted out of bounds for a Puerto Rico possession.
This is Puerto Rico pounding the basketball. They've only got 9 minutes to play here. They need to move the basketball and space this team.
Well, it's a little pocket of Iranian fans who can be heard the loudest here in the Guangzhou Gymnasium. Clemente, the no look. Haddadi did well to recover there. Portman denied. Barami for 3. Jaramipur with the offensive rebound. Wisely kicks it out. You almost expect Charlie to fire that one up. Barami to the hole for 2, and just when you thought Puerto Rico gained a little momentum, might just be in with a sniff of this in the last, what, 3 minutes of playing time. It's ballooned back out to 17.
Yeah. It all starts with Haddadi getting the rebound, and then all of a sudden you're moving the ball a little bit, and they keep the ball alive. Garamipour kept that last possession alive with a little tip back there. They've been steady the whole game. They've had just a couple little flaws, but they get right back at it, and that's a sign of a good team.
I'm going to dribble and setting a screen on him so we can get the pick and roll with the one. So I'm dribbling, and 2 opens up more, 3, and we open. And get that pick in.
Well, we touched earlier on Puerto Rico's record in the World Cup when they give up 80 points. They've lost their last 7 having done so. And with 8:25 to go, well, they're going to almost have to keep Iran under 80 to win this game.
This is do or die right now, and they've got to make, Iran call the next timeout. They've got to make a run here of 3 minutes in the 5-minute mark and just win this. And if you can get it under 10 in the last 5, you're in pretty good shape, because now you've got them playing possibly not to lose. But you've got to get them, make a run here if you're Puerto Rico. And Iran at the same time, just hold course. Be who we are, rebound, let's go down, let's take the easy shot, make them work.
Well, it's off camera, but at the other end there's an interesting conversation between Portman and Haddadi. Haddadi's got his hands, there he goes. Haddadi's got his hands up in the air and saying, no, I'm straight up. I'm sure it was about that previous play. Here we go then, Puerto Rico get us back going. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the opening gaming. Crunch out. That's not the play on a timeout.
You called it right on there, Daniel. There wasn't movement. On penetration reaction, you've got to be visible to the passer. It's not a matter of him finding you. You've got to find him. So what happened? The Puerto Rico shooters there wanted the ball. They got to move and get open for ground on that situation.
Haddadi. She moves it on. Oh, a miss. A rare miss from Charlie. Huertas with the step back. Tough one. Nice shot from David Huertas. Hands over to Iran. Garamipour looks at the referee wanting a foul, so too does the bench. Play continues the other way. Iran knocks it loose, and it's eventually picked up by Clemente, who's fouled. And both benches on their feet.
Yeah, that was.
This is the foul that was called. Garamipour had his hand up to admit to the foul almost before the whistle.
And Clemente running the floor, being the 4th guy in on that play there, gets rewarded.
Well, this time of the game, 7:20 to go, down 14 as it is now. These are must-make free throws. Every time you get a chance to get that scoreboard ticking, you've got to take it.
And this Puerto Rico lineup being small again with Clemente at the 5 now against the 2 bigs from Iran. If Clemente shot the 3 early in the first half, if he's willing to shoot another one, then he's going to get it. Now, the problem playing small with Clemente at the 5 is you got to rebound against these 2 big guys.
Haddadi turns point guard. Charlie. Such a battle going on off the ball for position. Clemente and foul called against the defender on that occasion.
With a little bit of pressure on the basketball. Now Iran's only playing with a 14-second shot clock.
Kabarami tried the quick touch pass. It was a nice idea, but just didn't quite execute it.
It was a great pass. Garamepour was sealing up too bad. He just couldn't reach back at it. He lost his balance.
Off the glass. Down to 11.
Big.
Oh, turnover, is it? Got a bit lucky there.
Mojica, veteran shooter, one of the most experienced guys on this team, comes off the bench looking for a shot right off the bat.
Shoyeki checks back in as Nikar Barami sits down. Huertas playing the full court defense. Shoyeki, slight collision there in the handoff. Jamshidi, that's on the floor. Make a call for the foul.
That's a great result for Iran. They wanted to use some clock, just ran a little bit of the dribble weave and ended up getting to the free throw line because of it.
Just clarifying the number to the table. It was definitely 44, Javier Mojica. Mohammadi Jamshidi at the free throw line. He only missed 2 free throws in qualifying for the World Cup through 12 games, 23 of 25. And showing that sort of form here at the actual World Cup. Here's Boltman moving at pace, had to slow down. Just got that pass away. Boltman's going to fire up the 3. Ball is loose and out of bounds. The referees have a little confer. And point down court for Iran.
Boy, it just gets tougher and tougher with Haddadi zoning that middle of this man-to-man defense here. Nothing comes easy for Puerto Rico around the rim.
Sheedy. Little head fake, gets the shot off, nice. Oh, and Clemente's down and looks hurt. Didn't see, did you? I didn't see how he ended up on the floor, but he looks in some pain.
He was battling with Garamepour prior to the shot, after the shot.
Might see it here. Oh, does he roll his ankle? Ooh, just there. He's got his foot caught, standing on the shoe of an opponent, and well, the game's come thick and fast, so you hope it's just one of those little tweaks and he's okay. There's a rest day here in Guangzhou tomorrow, so the next game isn't till Monday.
Yeah, sometimes not only are you hurt, but you're also scared. You don't know how bad it is. You can feel it, and
looks painful, but you never quite know as he's helped off court.
And that hurts Puerto Rico because Clemente is their most full, complete forward they have. In that he can shoot the 3 for them and rebound.
Boltman. Mojica hits the Elbow jump shot, 13 points between the sides, 5.5 to go here, almost another turnover. There's been a few times here where Iran have been a little sloppy on the inbound against the press.
And that happens when you get a little tired, but you got to have 4 options. And right now they've only got 2. And the 3rd and 4th guy have to be an option on the first pass.
It's a little better. Wisely trying to take some air out of the ball here. Clock is on their side with 5 to play. Might as well run some of it. Now they have to get into thinking about shooting the ball. Jamshidi way short. Somebody, I think, Portman might have got a little touch on that.
Yeah, good defensive patience by Puerto Rico on that.
Collier driving the lane, rearranges and finishes. Moves it across. Offensive foul is the call against Jamshidi.
Brown is a very good on-ball defender.
Collier's score at the other end.
When big men run the floor, good things happen.
Many a coach has said that. Well, 11 points, 4:40 to go. Is it possible here for Puerto Rico to find some way back into this game? They've been behind right from the beginning. They had a 2-point lead at 5-3 and been behind ever since. And there was a big ooh from the crowd. They want this one to get close in the last 4 minutes. The neutrals. There's a foul for Amipour. I think Coach Shahin Tab just called a timeout there, did he? No. He must have been shouting instruction to his team. He does tweak the lineup though, with a substitution. Zangini back in. Amipour sitting down.
Garamipour had great minutes for them. Just showed me something today that I hadn't seen. He's very impressive, and the fact that him and Haddadi together could just wear you out inside.
Well, can Puerto Rico get it into single figures with a bucket here? Huertas is going to let fly for 3. Botman trying to keep it alive. And he has it. And the Chinese fans definitely getting behind Puerto Rico here for a grandstand finish, knocked away. Look how Barami timing that one to perfection.
Yeah. Good defense. Puerto Rico's got 4 on the shot clock here and desperately need a score on this possession. They've worked too hard not to come away with anything.
4.4 to be precise. And they come away with nothing. Oh, maybe they'll get it back. Who'd that touch last? Red ball, says the official. Came off Makshayeki, I think. Should get a good view of it here. It's bouncing off everybody. Yeah, I think there's a little finger in there from Makshayeki to deflect
maybe
it away.
just his left hand on that. But Gary Brown has just been relentless on the ball. He's keeping Puerto Rico in this.
I think they're going to check it just to be 100% certain that they've got that right. So they're going to have a little look. Might need it slightly slower than that.
Give me back, give me back.
Let's hear what the ref says.
Again, I want to see the shot clock. Okay? Okay.
They're trying to work out the shot clock because it got reset.
Okay, good. Stop. Now put. Play.
Well, it could be a shot clock violation there.
Give me back.
Yes.
Slow motion, give it.
Because if you look at the point, they don't really get it. There's 2 seconds there, and then 1, 2 before it hits out of bounds. It's very close.
2.5 over there when the ball was there.
Zangani takes 2 dribbles there, or it looks like 2 attempted dribbles.
We could have a go with the 2.5. I can go 1 more second. We go with the 1.5. 1.5 for the red ball, okay?
They're gonna go. There you go. You heard from
I
the
confirm 1.5 on the shot clock for the red.
official directly there. That's a great new feature, being able to hear what the referee is saying at that. 1.5 on the shot clock,
ball, okay?
and a red ball from the side.
Okay, timeout.
And
Timeout.
I think we've got a timeout called as well.
Okay, go. What?
Thank you, FIBA, for letting us in that.
Yeah.
Now, the hard part is here, you've declared 1.5 seconds. You just got to make sure you communicate that to the coach. We saw it on TV. Hopefully the other official was letting the coaches know so that they can put something together. Here's Iran putting Haddadi on the basketball. Great move, making every pass a tough pass.
Good luck throwing it over him. Collier gets it off and misses. But another offensive rebound, just managing to keep that one in bounds. Mahika again. Brown. They've got to come up with the score. They've had so many attempts at it. Brown driving into traffic to the fall away again, late in the shot clock, and it's good. And it's down to 9.
He deserved to score in that possession. He kept getting the ball back for them.
And defense the cry now. I think definitely the neutrals in the house are getting behind Puerto Rico. Into Haddadi, late in the shot clock. Does he see it? Yes, he does. He gets it off, and calm and easy as you like.
Yes. Put it in the hands of the person who brought you here.
Knocked loose. Holtman comes up with it. Brown, hand-checking foul.
Brown's done such a great job on the defense, but he's going to have to knock down those threes on those on a shot on a situation like that. He's going to have to be able to shoot the basketball. They're giving him a little bit of space, and I think Puerto Rico needs a few threes. So Daniel, it's still a game within a game, right? We're looking at the win, but you're looking at playing defense, and you're looking at the point spread. Lots of things going through both coaches. Their assistants are constantly talking to them and reminding them of situations like that. The players know what the long-term plan is.
Although players sometimes forget long-term planning in the last couple of minutes in pursuit of victory. Both go. Once again, it's 9. Once again, they come full court. Iran get away. Oh, he's gone quickly there. I thought he was going to pull it back out there, Yak Charlie, but he went quick for the 2.
Well, he had an assist to Haddadi there in the paint, who wouldn't allow the defender to get set. He was screening him. He just opened up the sea for him to get through.
Huertas tosses it up, basket for basket. Game's speeding up here.
I like the fact that Iran just hasn't beaten this pressure, but actually last time attacked it.
Mashieki, not a great pass. Mahika with the steal, drives hard and is fouled. And he will go to the line. And it's been a long time since the margin has been under 9.
And to me, that's a great example of trying to break a press rather than attack the press. He was just not sure. They weren't really aggressive, and the result is a turnover, 2 points the other way, or attempted 2 points.
The other thing was they got a little close to each other. There wasn't enough spacing, so it became the defenders are all over you because you've got more than one. First one is good. They're in the same 10s. It's 70 to 78.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the ball now in Barami's hand, and he's the pressure release guy.
Both are good. Puerto Rico trying to come all the way back. Barami's actually going to inbound. Whoa, a little bobble there. Yeki. That's Charlie trying to get it to Haddadi. He turns it over. He couldn't quite get the pass there. Here come Puerto Rico. Huertas for three. Streaks in. It's a 4-point game. Well, they're on their feet here in Guangzhou. What a play from Puerto Rico.
How about Bachman giving up the 2 and kicking it out for the 3?
Well, you just wonder here whether he would have been best served. Charlie, I think it was, just slowing it down. You've got it over the half court, take the time. Instead, it's a transition 3 at the other end.
Absolutely, but on the other end there, what happened too was Collier last time was the victim of Haddadi's screen that allowed the layup to happen. Now Collier fights over Haddadi and makes them make a decision. He made a great defensive play on that. He should get the assist on that too.
So timeout called. Of course, we're inside the final 2 minutes, so it could advance the ball if they want to, Iran, but obviously that shortens the shot clock. When you're up 4, you don't want to shorten the shot clock, but with the difficulties they've had in the backcourt, they might want the ball in the front court.
You said exactly what I was going to say. It's one of those things that you're always thinking, okay, we're up 4, we're going to take the 24-second shot clock. But now, I don't know. Unless they come back now, maybe they've got a better set press attack that they're going to run. But
I think part of their problems, Coach, is they've got too many guys down court getting almost in each other's way.
Yeah, and I think Barami, they're trying to get the ball in and then get the ball to Barami.
They're taking it in the front court.
This is a tough rule because you as a defensive team, you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
In that short timeout, you're preparing for 2 different things.
I think it's a great rule. I think it's really interesting tactically what you do in this sort of situation. Here we go. Iran needing a score. Bachman almost gets a steal and almost ends up in front row. Those kids down there in the front row getting a close-up with Ronaldo Bachman.
I think Puerto Rico has figured it out. Don't let Haddadi have the ball.
It's into Nika Barami. Another guy who's big at this time of the game. That's off the mark, though. And Puerto Rico have the rebound, a chance to make it a one-shot game with 100 seconds to go. Huertas gets it to Boardman. It goes, oh, what a block! Super block from Zagani. Yeah, Charlie.
That was great offense and better defense.
Barami gets himself a bit of space, but doesn't have enough on it. Ball is loose. Puerto Rico has it. Just over a minute to play. Brown calling the screen up. Gets it from Collier. Attacks Haddadi. Stumbles backward. Fires up the shot off the iron. Out to Borkman, though. Brown in the corner. Fakes the 3. Tipped away. And he didn't know. Referee made a mistake. He realized he made a mistake. Pointed the wrong way. Quickly corrected himself.
I think Puerto Rico's got everybody's looking to attack the basket. It's tough when Haddadi's back there. You're going to have to loosen it up by hitting the 3. Daniel, I said it earlier. You've got to put a team in a position not to lose. And so what Puerto Rico has done with all this pressure and all this attack, they've done a great job of running, but we've caught Iran a couple times here just running the clock out, maybe a little short on some shots that they had a lot of confidence in early.
Well, I think part of it as well is that Puerto Rico got to the nothing to lose stage, so they sort of little gamble on everything, pressuring in the way that they weren't doing it earlier, and conversely Iran got the almost like trying not to lose as opposed to carry on winning, trying to win the game, and suddenly they look up and the scoreboard's gone, whoa, where's it all gone to?
And it's funny how you find your momentum, right? How you play a little harder now. if you go back to the start of this half with Brown,
This
here's the
big
block.
play, big play. Got up super high. And that's the one where it was knocked out of bounds. Again, doing the job defensively there, Arman Zaghini.
Between Zangani and Garamepur, their two bigs off the bench have been sensational.
Well, you feel like this is an important 10 seconds here in the destination of this game. A stop for Iran gives them a real opportunity to stretch it back out to the point where threes become an issue for Puerto Rico. A basket here, and it's only one score between the two teams. Foul off the ball. Foul off the ball. On the inbound, it's an unsportsmanlike. I was just waiting for the signal. You cannot foul in the last 2 minutes of the game before the ball is passed in. Otherwise, it's an unsportsmanlike foul. So that is 2 and possession. It's the rule. Look, it's a deliberate foul. He's pushed him out of the way. There's no doubt that's a foul. And if it's before the ball's inbounded, it's an automatic unsportsmanlike. So it's 2 and possession. So never mind cutting it to a one-shot game. They could take the lead here, or at least tie, with 46 seconds to go.
But the effort that Balkman had on that cut, he wanted that inside position.
He's missed the first. Got to make this one. Got to make this one.
Yeah, even with the miss, the fact that they've got the ball back, they're still going to be okay. But you're absolutely right. The 3-point gives them one possession that they're going to get anyways.
Makes the second. It's a one-shot game for the first time since the opening few plays of the contest. It's Zeta checks back in. Puerto Rico down 3 with 46.3 to go. Brown to inbound. There's some slight confusion as to who's going where. The referee says, let's just get on with it. It's into Collier, back to Brown. Huertas to tie it! Gone! We are level at 78! Unbelievable comeback from Puerto Rico. Nikabarami! Oh, no, it is out of bounds! They've turned it over again! Mashiaki bobbled it and then stepped out of bounds.
Mashiaki's had a couple fumbles here late in the game, but great pressure. How about Mojica, veteran coming off the bench? Huertas, what a great screen to get him open. Great job by Collier.
Well, they haven't led since 5-3. And they have a chance with 32 seconds to go to take the lead. And it doesn't matter how much you lead, as long as you lead when there's 0 on the clock. Can Puerto Rico snatch it here? Here's Brown. Huertas again for 3! Oh! David Huertas! Unbelievable!
I love Coach Cassiano. Feed the fire. He's the guy who knocked down the last one. Get him the ball again.
Wow! David Huertas with another big shot. Take a look at this one. He was in motion. You knew it was in as soon as it left his hand. And now Iran have to come up with something with 16.1 to go.
So Iran's going to take the ball in the front court. Now they're going to choose to take it in the front court because the clock's not a situation for them. Well, you'd like to go.
You have to score.
Yes.
I mean, you'd like to do it late, but you can't take the risk because you need to give yourself offensive rebound possibilities.
So option number 1, Yakachali, is your option number 1, right? And Puerto Rico knows that too. So you've got to come with a counter. If he comes out as the passer on this, then somebody's going to be open. You may have to settle with a non-shooter or less of a shooter
not scored for 224, Iran.
You may have to settle for less of a shooter to get an open three here. Now, the other part of it is, if you're Puerto Rico, where do you foul before the three? That strategy is always going on. And a lot of teams will maybe fouling now gets you the ball back and doesn't give you an opportunity to lose the game. So Coach Cassiano's got to decide that right now. Most teams will wait till 6 seconds.
The other option that Iran have with 16.1 is throw it at the basket and score quick. Then you can go into foul and see how they are from the free throw line.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams have fouls here. I mean, timeouts, so that they're going to be able to use it.
Iran don't. That was their last time
I apologize.
out. Puerto Rico still do. That was the third one. So, as predicted, ball advanced. 3 to tie. 16.1 left. Nikar Barami to inbound. Yeah, Charlie could have shot that from distance. I think they were expecting him to, and he didn't. Now he's under all sorts of pressure. Haddadi has it. Haddadi fakes it. Haddadi to tie it. Oh, Hamid Haddadi! Still 4 seconds to go. Brown is running. Brown steps, fires. Overtime. Hamid Haddadi forces overtime.
Wow.
Welcome to the 2019 FIBA World Cup, folks.
Wow. He's hit that shot twice.
Wait, something's happened. We're just seeing the replay of this. They've gone to the table for something because the clock still says 1.1. That can't be right. This is Haddadi's three. There's 4 seconds on it when he goes. Surely it must, because he's run down court. The referees are going to have to work this one out.
Well, I'm surprised.
Well, they're just checking. The referee's just checking. Let's see what we can hear.
I confirm 4.4 on the shot clock for the for the red team, okay?
They're going to give them the ball back. There must have been a timeout. There must have been a timeout. I would say we all got excited. 4.4 on a timeout.
So I'm feeling better because my next question was, you've got a timeout on the made basket. You're asking for it.
Already asked for the timeout.
They didn't ask.
But if you go,
I have a trust to my table, okay? Go with your team.
so I get back to that three-point shot, and a lot of teams and coaches have strategies. He shot that with under 6. Some coaches will use up 3. You've got to decide. Do you play it out or do you foul it at a certain time?
Yeah.
And that strategy is determined in training camp. You've
Yeah.
talked about this in time and score situations. Puerto Rico played it one way, and it worked for Iran.
Or did it? Or did it? Because there's still 4.4 to go. Puerto Rico with the ball in their front court. Any sort of score wins. No fouls to give. A foul is free throws. Brown to inbound.
They take Haddadi out, so now they can switch on everything. You don't put pressure on the ball, he can go anywhere he wants with it.
Got to get it in. It's in. Mojica breaks through. Mojica to win it. He's won it. No. There's still time. There's still time. There was more than 0.1. They're celebrating. There's no timeout. There's no timeout. Iran wanting technicals because they've run on court, but they just got confused. I think they thought they won it, and they might still have. The referees are going to talk it over. This game is not done yet.
Iran's looking for a technical foul
for running
on Puerto
on the court.
Rico. Yes.
Let's see if we can tell as it goes through. There's a best part of a second there. But Iran have no timeout. They cannot advance the ball, so they're going to have to throw it.
And I think that's good officiating. The excitement of it, you think the game's over. To award a technical or a possible technical.
Because someone enter inside.
So I take it the review's just for time.
Yes.
Keep them on the court.
Wow. Mojica, the veteran, the veteran comes in into the fourth quarter and just gives them a boost of juice here.
Okay, we have 2 guys from the benches to enter inside after.
Oh, look, they are looking at who came on from the court.
We go with the technical foul or not?
Oh, they're looking at that technical.
Okay, 0.7. We continue game 0.7.
0.7.
0.7. 0.7 on the shot clock. 0.7 on the shot clock. 0.7 on the shot clock.
34-year-old veteran comes through for Puerto Rico. They got their swag back.
They did get their swag back. They need one more stop. Iran need a bit of a prayer here. I'm sure it's a throw it long and hope.
Well, it's nice when you've got a target like Haddadi at the other end of this.
They're making a substitution there.
Yeah, real important for Brady here to get on the ball. And we can run the baseline now.
Yeah, because it's the score. It's thrown to Haddadi to heave from the halfway line. No! And Puerto Rico, who looked buried, have come all the way back to win. Some huge shots from Huertas has done the damage. And Mexico saw them home with the final score.
Wow. It's not over till it's over. Even Clemente's walking better now.
Yeah.
His ankle's healed.
Let's go!
Well, Iran will wonder there, how on earth did we let that one get away? And Puerto Rico, we talked about when they give up 80, they gave up 81, but they won the game anyway. They came all the way back. An amazing comeback from Puerto Rico to win it by 2.
And they've dropped their first game in their last 3 tournaments. Talk about building up your confidence and boosting up for the next game. The Huertas, back-to-back threes. Mojica off the bench.
Huertas 32 points in the end. And Puerto Rico, who trailed by as many as 19, who spent 36 minutes and 23 seconds behind in the game. They led for only a minute and 2 seconds, but it only matters who leads when the scoreboard reads 0. And that was the Puerto Ricans. And boy, will they enjoy that. Their fans will enjoy it. And what a way to win a ball game as well. And remember, was it the end of the quarter or the timeout where he went 15 points, believe was the shout? They certainly did.
No, you know what? It's a testament to them working hard. And they started the second half. Right out, they started hard in the second half, caused a turnover, had 2 or 3 good possessions. Iran keep answering the bell on them and just ran out of gas at the end. It was just a few too many turnovers.
Well, you just wondered, did Iran get a little tight there in the last couple of minutes?
If a sports psychologist could figure that point in a game when teams play not to lose, from after playing real hard to win, it's a mental part of the game that coaches work real hard on, and it gets back to that pressure attack. When the one time they scored, I said they attacked the press, and then they came back and they were trying to break the press, caused a couple turnovers. But those were some big baskets, big plays, and guys on the floor who didn't score, like Collier, did a great job of setting screens for Huertas to get him open. Balkman keeping balls alive. And Brown, that clock ender right there.
It was almost like when they realized they had no chance, they had every chance. It was like the pressure was relieved from them. Let's just go for it. Let's gamble on everything. Let's play the way we play. And suddenly everything was going for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's tough, but again, there was that big picture. And the thing with Iran, now they lost this game. and it's gonna be tough to regroup, but they're gonna have to regroup because they're looking at it saying, okay, there still could be 3 teams involved in this. We're not going home yet. We're too good a team. Like, we've got to come back from this. And they're going to have to, and that's part of coaching. That's getting your guys ready. And Puerto Rico at the other end, they're just saying, now we found the formula how to win. This is who we are. This is how we have to play.
And you kind of wonder how, given how the game finished, how that momentum affects both teams going into game 2.
Well, Coach Cassiano's going to have the benefit of film. And he's going to show the guys, here's how you defended in the first half. Here's how you defended in the second half. Who are we? And
well, this was the moment when we thought Ahmed Haddadi had forced overtime with 4 seconds to go, but it wasn't to be. There was still one more big play left in it, and this was it.
And you go back to the rules of the video review. You know, a lot of people complain about video review takes too much time away from the game, but we got it right.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for the video review, we wouldn't be in a situation that Puerto Rico had the opportunity and deserved an opportunity, you know, to do that. So great job by the officials using it at the very end. I love the fact that we could hear what they're saying, and it includes everybody, so that's real impressive.
Well, what a way to start! What a way to start Group C here. We'll have plenty more of that. Another week of that would be nice here in Guangzhou. A dramatic game, which didn't look like it was going to be that, but it's finished here. Iran 81, Puerto Rico 83. So that is the standings at the halfway point of day 1 here in Guangzhou. Spain and Tunisia to come up. That's just under 2 hours from now, 8:30 local time. But they will have to go some to beat the fare that we had presented to us here for this one. Congratulations, Puerto Rico. Commiserations, Iran. A fantastic game of basketball that has seen Puerto Rico on top.
Great call. Good job.